ho danyo ho wada dang dang and go danyo ho danyo ho wada dang dang. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. And here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we will criticize on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo. And today we have a number of issues we want to look at, and I need you to come along so we would go straight up into the voices of the people. Remember, this is the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. Now, the very first story we want to look at today is this. And please, I need you to come along so we will look at it very, very attentively. Now, I am reading this from Peace FM Online. And it says, "We didn't promise a perfect Ghana," says Kojo Oponkroma. "We didn't promise a better Ghana. I beg your pardon, a perfect Ghana. We didn't promise a perfect Ghana," says Kojo Oponkroma. And I read it. Now, the Minister of Information, Kojo Oponkroma, has clarified that the Akuffo Adoo government did not pledge to create a perfect Ghana for its citizens. Now, the Ofuasi Ayerebi MP emphasized that the government made some promises to change the fortunes of Ghanaians, but did not promise to bring about perfection, stating emphatically that perfection was not cited in the New Patriotic Party's manifesto. He argued that despite the prevailing challenges, the ruling government has made significant progress in stabilizing the economy compared to the Mahama administration. In an interview on City TV on Tuesday, February 13, Mr. Oponkroma acknowledged that though the government has made significant progress, a lot of Ghanaians are still faced with difficulties. "We are not in a perfect place, but we have made significant progress from where we started in January 2017. We have also made significant progress on the promises and commitments that we made. And we have made significant progress as compared to our peers, the NDC." Now, my brother, my sister, this is the epitome of arrogance and mediocrity. Oponkroma's utterances, an epitome of arrogance, mediocrity, my brother, my sister, and above all, is an insult to the people of Ghana. My brother, my sister, at the time that you were campaigning, I wish you had told Ghanaians that you were not promising Ghanaians a perfect Ghana. And we will see how many people would have voted for you. My brother, my sister, now it hurts me so much when politicians talk like this. When they are satisfied, they lose their brains. When politicians enjoy the taxpayers' money, and above all, when they go into dubiousness, a lot of them talk the way Oponkroma is talking today. It's sheer arrogance and mediocrity. It's a big insult to the people of this nation. The Nana Akuffo Adoo regime did not get anywhere near perfection. The Nana Akuffo Adoo government rather retarded the growth of this nation and threw us into the deepest echelons of begging and corruption. I am so disappointed that a silent Oponkroma will all of a sudden emerge with this arrogance and mediocrity. My brother, you have failed Be bold enough to tell the people that you have failed. You have failed abysmally. Instead of bowing down your heads in shame and apologizing to the people of this country for hoodwinking us into mediocrity and nothingness with dirty promises, you are here talking arrogant. You are here talking mediocrity. You are here insulting our sensibilities. Now, the Nana Akuffo government is the worst performing government this nation has ever had. In fact, it has performed more abysmally than even coup d'etat regimes. Even those guys, Afrifa, Achampon, and the rest of them who came in through the barrel of the gun have performed far better than Nana Akuffo and Bawumia combined. It's the worst ATS we are seeing. And as much as possible, COVID-19 is far better than the Nana Akuffo regime. In fact, if you ask me to choose between COVID-19, if you ask me to choose between Ebola, if you ask me to choose between HIV/AIDS and the Nana Akuffo regime, I will go with speed geometrically to pick up COVID-19. My brother, chances are that with COVID-19, at least I would recover. But there are no chances in the Nana Akuffo regime. It's a bleak, doomified government. My brother, my sister, it is doomsday. That's why I told you, if you make a mistake and vote Bawumia as president of this nation, then I would understand that I am in the wrong nation. I would understand now that you are numb to suffering and pain. I will not be in this environment. But somebody would have, who are you at all? Yes, I am the one talking to you on radio. There are 1 trillion people who would have had this privilege to speak to you on radio. But the finger of the Almighty touched me and brought me to sit here and speak. So I see myself as so privileged to live another few years to be able to speak on radio, speaking truth to power, never under the Bawumia regime. I have seen enough of the arrogance, enough of the mediocrity. I have seen enough of the nonchalance. I have seen enough of the nonsense. I have witnessed enough of the suicide mission. I am not ready for an extra time of a Bawumia Akuffo regime. My brother, my sister, now let us go back to Oppong Nkrumah. Oppong Nkrumah has been in my position before, a radio presenter, talking about some of the ills of the society on radio. He was one of those who complained about the terrible economic situations in this country. In fact, when aspiring presidential candidates were even brought together to debate and to tell us exactly what they intended to do with the presidency, Oppong Nkrumah was the one who was the anchor of that sterling program. Little did we know that he was also ready to sell us all out. The same things that we fought against, today people like Oppong Nkrumah are defending those things, the rot and the corruption and the mediocrity. It's like the Blast Stars going to play and they are kicked out of the first leg of the whole competition. And they come home and tell us, oh, but we didn't promise you that we're bringing the cup. What an insult. If you were told us right from the beginning that you were not going to bring the cup, we would have decided to make you sit down so we would save our time and money. It's an insult to the people of Ghana. And arrogant guys like Oppong Nkrumah, we all have to be careful. They are with you when you all are suffering. But the moment they get a certain privilege to step a little higher. They look down on you and they don't care whether you die or suffocate. I am so ashamed of this remark. We did not promise you a perfect Ghana. What arrogance and foolishness. We all know perfection is only with God. We all know perfection is only with God. So when you come to tell us that you have not promised us perfection, I want to believe that you are insulting our sensibilities. How dare you? The more I listen to this Nana Akuffo Bawumia government, people talking trash like this, the more I want to employ Zoom Lion to carry all of them back into the garbage dump. It's sad. So soon, we did not promise you a perfect Ghana. How dare you? Even the almighty America is not a perfect environment. The almighty China is not a perfect environment. My brother, my sister, there is no perfection until it is heavenly. In other words, divine. In other words, godly. For you to tell us this is rubbing pepper in our eyes. I think the people of Ghana deserve an apology from this mediocre-minded, arrogant MP. I'm so ashamed. I know upon Nkrumah, we used to be together at multimedia. We interacted several times and for several years. I know him at least for the period that we were at multimedia. But nobody is bigger than the truth. Ghana first. We will not sit down for a few people to derail the process of this nation by virtue of the fact that they have a certain privilege. No, sir. I have children. He has children. He doesn't feed my children. I don't feed his children. It's Ghana that feeds all of us. Whoever punctures or bores a hole in Ghana and makes the Ghanaian ship sink like the Titanic is my enemy. Upon Nkrumah, this is disgraceful. Please apologize to the good people of this nation. Next